Breaking news. TT Games, the developer of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, could be sold to another company. We've got some information which could decide the future of LEGO games. Hello everyone, my name is Azatru, how are you? And welcome to another LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga news update video. In this video, I wanted to share with you two things which are speculation based, but do have some credibility to them. One is a quote from a credible insider regarding the Skywalker Saga's development and what he thinks about the release timeframe. But the other one is more speculation based, and it comes from yet another credible source that claims Warner Brothers are looking to sell TT Games. Are we talking about how this situation may impact, or rather lack of impact, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga? Let's start by taking a listen to what an extremely reliable journalist, who has shared a lot of correct leaks before, had to say about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I've seen a few people wanting Jeff Grubb to offer any insight into what is going on with LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, as he does know a lot of people in the industry and does shed some light on things going on within game studios, whether certain games will show up at events, the existence of games. So this is what he had to say about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga last night.
Any news with the new LEGO Star Wars release?
We haven't heard anything different than like what they said last time about like, hey, we're pushing it back because we want to, it needs more work. It seems like they're just still in that zone where they need to put more work into it. Hopefully we'll hear about it soon. It seems like the kind of game that could easily also get pushed into 2022, and we might not hear about it until the springtime or something like that. But hopefully that's not the case. But if it does, I won't be surprised.
So based off what he said, he hasn't heard much, it seems, as opposed to other games or inside information he has shared recently. But he does feel like that the game needs more work, and he wouldn't be surprised if it does slip to 2022. But that's just more him speculating based on how so many games recently have been pushed back even further in recent times because of the global situation and the fact that these games cannot mess up. They really need these games to release as perfectly as they can when they do ultimately release. Warner Brothers and TT Games do not want to take any chances, and that's a good thing. It's just a shame that they haven't been very clear and communicated very well with us about the whole situation. But now, let's move on to the possibility of TT Games being sold, because there is an update which suggests Warner Brothers are looking to sell off TT Games to another company. I've got all of the details in this video, so stay tuned. Before we do get into the new details, I am going to be giving some context for those that have forgotten or are completely out of the loop. So, as I've mentioned in recent LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga news videos, Warner Brothers have gone through a major restructuring. They did get sold off to another company, and they have been looking to sell off some parts of their business that they don't see any way of profiting from. They don't want it attached to the business, and that has included game studios. There has been a lot of attention in the gaming industry from the community and the players to the media about game studios Warner Brothers owns. It's been made clear by Warner Bros. New owners that they are going to be focusing on games that are core to Warner Bros. And use their own IP. So take Rocksteady, for example. They made the Batman Arkham games, they're making the Suicide Squad game, and that's using the DC IP, which Warner Bros. Owns, and that's why they're going to be sticking with what Rocksteady. They're not going to be sold off. They're still going to be continuing to make DC games. And that does leave a big question on some studios like TT Games, because Warner Bros. Doesn't own Star Wars, they also don't own LEGO. In case you don't know how this works, Warner Bros. Pays money to LEGO to make LEGO games. Let's say they make so much money, a bunch of that has to go to LEGO because it's their property. They're just giving Warner Bros. The ability to make those games. Playdemic, a game studio, specifically a mobile game studio, was sold by Warner Bros. To EA in the last few weeks, and they made a golf game which Warner Bros. Didn't own, and they also made LEGO Star Wars Battles, which Warner Bros. Doesn't own the IP of. They just license out the LEGO Star Wars branding. As I said in my last video, I think that because EA doesn't have the ability to make LEGO games, they technically aren't allowed to because Warner Brothers has the license. I think that the reason why LEGO Star Wars Battles was shut down because Playdemic ultimately got sold off to EA. So you're probably wondering, what's this news then? Another extremely reliable journalist that I follow claims Warner Brothers are interested in selling off NetherRealm, who make the Mortal Kombat games, as well as TT Games, and he has the physical proof according to him. Here is what Jez Corden, someone who has shared a lot of accurate inside information about games in the past, said last night.
I personally don't have any super credible information at my end about any pending acquisitions. However, that being said, I do have some documentation about the whole thing with AT&T, Warner Brothers. And this document I've got seems to suggest that among the studios potentially that they're looking to spin off is NetherRealm and TT.
Traveler's Tale.
TT again?
Traveler's Tale.
Traveler's Tale. So on the document, they're just called TT. But Traveler's Tale. So Warner Brothers might be potentially looking to spin off NetherRealm, Traveler's Tale, and all the Traveler's Tale subsidiaries, and also I think one of their mobile game studios or something like that. Don't take that as evidence that Microsoft is going to acquire NetherRealm or Traveler's Tale, because I have no information to suggest that they are right now, personally. That doesn't mean they're not, doesn't mean there is. I have a Traveler's Tale could potentially be up for sale. And I do have a document to back up that. I have no idea, even if they'll go through with selling it, I have no idea if they'll join the new entity, Discovery or whatever. I have no idea if they're going to go over there and keep doing what they do. But I do know that they are what have been described by Warner Brothers as they're not in the scope of the studios that are staying with Warner Brothers. My guesswork would be that Warner Brothers, they weren't happy with the performance of the Lego movies and how they went. Also the fact that the whole Lego IP is licensed out of Denmark and that, eats into their profits potentially. There's probably a royalty deal there that makes them not as lucrative as they'd probably want them to be. So their mindset is probably like, let's offload these studios because we can't turn Mortal Kombat into a credible entertainment franchise for whatever reason. And the Lego movies didn't perform as well as we expected, and also we don't own the Lego IP, so that's a problem for them.
As you heard, Jez has a document which suggests that Warner Brothers are looking to sell TT Games, and one of the names a lot of the community is throwing around is Microsoft. But why is that? Because Jez even says that he has no specific evidence of trying to buy TT Games, but head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, said recently, a few times specifically, that Xbox are looking to purchase a kids and family game studio, something that is lacking for them in their portfolio aside from Minecraft. Minecraft is huge and it works because it's for all ages, and TT Games make games in the sort of same target audience, the family, kids, and all ages, anyone can enjoy them sort of thing. So it would make so much sense for Microsoft to purchase TT Games and have that Lego license. But how will this impact LEGO Games if Microsoft were to purchase TT Games? Well, it means that TT Games have a lot more resources at their disposal because of Microsoft. Microsoft have so much more money and seem a lot more dedicated to gaming as opposed to Warner Brothers, which ultimately this is a great thing if TT Games get a lot more backing and support from Xbox. TT Games and Warner Brothers already gave Microsoft the marketing rights to LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. That is the platform that it's always advertised on, the gameplay and the TV adverts, and it was announced at the Xbox E3 briefing a few years ago, so there is a little bit of connection there. I've already read your mind. Some of you are typing in the comments, but I don't want Microsoft to buy them because I don't own an Xbox or a PC. I don't want these games to go exclusive. Well, look what Microsoft did to Minecraft. They didn't take Minecraft from PlayStation. They didn't take Minecraft from the Nintendo Switch. They've kept supporting those other platforms. This is a kids and family studio, so perhaps it's going to be different to how they did with Bethesda. Maybe future LEGO games from Microsoft will be on all platforms. It would make a lot of sense for them to do that because it's a different target audience that, for example, Bethesda is going after. This would also mean all future TT games would come to Game Pass day one and things like that, but this is just all speculation about Microsoft purchasing them. Anyone at this moment could buy them. If there is any more news on the situation, I will make a video, so make sure you do subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss any of the future news videos. My biggest worry is that if this is sold off, it goes to a company that does not care so much like Microsoft, that will not give them the money, the support, the resources, everything else. That's what I'm really worried about. I'm not sure what's going to be best. Do they get sold off or not? But if they do get sold off, I really hope it goes to someone that actually can look after this studio. So if the sale goes through, how will this affect LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga? Before people start scaremongering you, clickbait articles, clickbait YouTube videos, listen, let's talk about it with some logic. So acquisitions of this level can take weeks to months before they are signed off, and then they can take many months more after that before the deal actually closes and completes. It has to go through a lot of governing bodies and things like that, a lot of regulation. And an example of this in more recent memory is the Microsoft and Bethesda deal. They signed the deal about a year ago, and only in the last couple of months was it actually completed. Microsoft could not do any sort of management regarding the future of Bethesda and things like that, any changes to the company, until just recently, even if they purchased them a year ago. So if TT Games does get purchased and LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga comes out this year, there will basically be almost no visible effect whatsoever regarding the game, which is great. If it comes out next spring, then it will still be a game TT Games made. It's basically done, and they're just polishing off the game. The biggest thing is that if the sale does get completed before the game comes out, it's going to be published under the new owner, but that doesn't really make much of a difference. It's just more the marketing, the logo on the box. The game is basically done, so it's not really a big cause for concern whatsoever. We won't see pretty much any impact. Of course, this is just speculation based on logic from what we've seen before. I personally don't think anyone should be worried unless the company is sold off to someone like Amazon or Activision. I would much rather they find a home at Microsoft and get a great family to look after them, and the future of TT Games is bright. Because we want a new era of LEGO games that are awesome games with more resources and the future of TT Games as a studio so they can keep making LEGO games for many, many years to come. That's safe. I'd love to hear your opinions on anything I've discussed in this video, so let me know down in the comment section below, and drop a like if you did enjoy this video, and subscribe for more LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga news updates. Check out any of the 2 previous videos on screen if you did miss them, and I shall see you in my next LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga video. Goodbye.